Lost internet for a second there, got kicked out. Yeah. Just for a sec, just long enough to mess everything up. What was the last thing you saw? Listen, we talked to Alize, and then she ran off, and then I was just stuck there. I was like, I can't move. Alize left me, but I can't leave. I can't move. It's because the internet had cut out. Oh yeah, we're still right here beside her. There, that should suffice for now. Go and join the others. Tell me you found Alphino. Tell me he's alright. I think the 12. I don't know what I would have done, though, saying that. What would the resistance do without Commander Kemp? Sorry, not here. Not now. We should return to Aligiri. Keep an eye out for any wounded who need help on the way. Okay, this is as far as I got. I got some wounded over here, probably. That's an interesting vantage point. Like, you have to have flying to get that. I mean, so. Wounded Imperial. It wasn't so long ago I was trying to kill you and yours. I half expected you were trying to slit my throat. The hell's with this. I should be back home in Nilsabard instead of taking fire from my so-called comrades. Okay. Yeah, there's one. Oh, bless you, you kind. Wait, is that you, Helheim? Didn't recognize you at first. Been feeling a bit dizzy. Must have been a lot of blood. I can keep going. I can keep going. Another one around here somewhere. Maybe you're behind this rock. Or that rock. Oh, right there. Thanks, friend. Bloody tourniquet came loose, and I was having trouble getting it back on. I should be fine the rest of the way. Keep going. There's like one over here or something. Some of these we're just gonna get after we open up more of the map. How many do we have left here? We've got 3 more out in the wild. I haven't got any of the quest ones yet. We only have 1 quest for one too. We've given over Commander Kemp's remains for safekeeping. Later, I have no idea when. Rites must needs be performed. For now, however, we must carry on. We must press forward. We must not give in to despair. Okay. All Alliance and Resistance units have now withdrawn from Specula Imperatoris. It's time we spoke to General Alden. I guess the next plan is going to be getting rid of, Castromabania, which is apparently a dungeon. Alright. You know. These deaths weigh heavy on my soul. Commander Kemp's most of all. He was a wise leader, he was a patriot, but above all else, he was a good man who will be sorely missed. One of many lost this day. I ask for a moment's silence to pray for the souls of the departed. We have suffered a grievous defeat, but we cannot and will not renounce this cause. The die has been cast. Hold tight to this grief, this anger, and let it drive you forward. Let it be your strength and your shield when next you face the enemy. It will carry us far, General, of that I have no doubt. Ere we take another step towards Alamigo, however, we must first address the question of how to deal with Castromabania's cannon. If the Imperials are willing to employ the weapon without thought of their own soldiers' safety, we may struggle to approach them. A frontal assault is out of the question. We'd lose countless men before we even reach the walls. Would we? Recall that the Imperials could have obliterated our forces and had they kept firing, but they neglected to. They had no strategic reason to cease fire, which begs the question, why did they? You suspect they were unable to fire the cannon again, mayhap due to a malfunction? One of their officers found his conscience after the first barrage, or a heretofore unknown resistance faction chose that moment to disable it. There are many possibilities, but the fact remains they stopped when logic dictated they continue. Then I'll just have to go and see for myself if the cannon is still operational. Are you mad? Conrad put you in charge of the resistance. We can't risk losing another commander so soon. I know how you feel, Nago, I do, but I need you to understand. It wasn't long after Papalymo and I arrived in Rogger's Reach that Conrad first asked me to join the resistance. Then he kept on asking. Every time I said no, I told myself it was because of the Scions. But even then, I knew deep down it was just an excuse. That I was still afraid of following my heart because I couldn't be sure if it was for me or for Ida. But then I met someone on the other side of the world who had struggled with the same worries, and we traveled together and fought together, and I saw him grow and become a leader of his people that his people needed him to be. Now it's my turn to do the same. There's not a lot of us left, and the ones that are, many still wounded. We have to make do with what we've got, and I'm the best qualified. It's as simple as that. But don't worry, Nago. I'll come back, I promise. Welcome back, Nova. While I acknowledge Commander Hext's right to carry out this mission, I see no reason why she should do it so alone. Corporal, would you go with her? Would have done it even if you hadn't asked, sir. Then it's settled. We'll await your return. Sorry to drag you into this, Elheim. It may not be a decision Conrad would have made, but I'm not Conrad. I never will be. I don't know what kind of leader he was hoping for, but right now all I can do is be myself. If you don't mind, I'd rather not wait around and have people talk me out of it. Let's get moving. I know a good vantage point to overlook the castrum. Neoncrypt's Hope. A ship stranded on the rocks to the east of here. It shouldn't take us long to get there. Oh, there might be some ancient golems guarding it, or that might just be an old wives' tale. Either way, it's worth the risk. Please, Commander, I pray you proceed with all due caution. Do not hesitate to call upon us if needed. To reach the ship, we have to scale the cliff face. I'll get some climbing gear and meet you there, alright? I hope we get to the dungeon soonish. Like, my plan tonight is to try and finish this zone, and I'm guessing that's probably the end of it. That dungeon. I'm starting to kind of go hoarse trying to read the lines. Level 59 dungeon, what? Dude, I'm level 70. You mean 69? Haven't done any dungeons tonight. I did the dancer quests. Sorry to keep you waiting. I see you've met the golems. Looks like the old stories were true, eh? In a way, I'm glad. Right then, time to climb. I'm sorry to hear that, Kiranova. We'll miss you, man. Whew, that took a bit more out of me than I expected. And here she is, in the Uncrypt's hope, the ark that one man made to save countless others from the flooding during the Sixth Umbral Era. It's comforting to think that there have always been people who cared this much about their fellow man, who accomplished such great feats that people couldn't help thinking it must be made up. The proof's right here, isn't it? I don't mean the ship, you know, I mean you. Long before anyone started calling you a hero, you were there for those in need. You did things for people when you didn't have to, and sometimes even when they didn't want you to. It can't always have been easy staying true to yourself. We're all better for it, me included. Oh man, we don't need this necklace anymore. I'll never be a leader like Conrad or Hian or my father. But I can be a friend to you all, and I can fight by your side. I can be me, and that'll just have to be enough, eh? Like, we have the experience bonus on the neck, but it only went up to level 70, right? Strange to think back on it. If we'd been standing in different places, or if that shell had struck the tower differently, it would have been me instead of Conrad, or maybe us, both of us. What kind of monster murders their own? Is that smoke from Castra Mabanya? It's coming from the cannon. I can't tell what happened from here, but I can tell they won't be giving us any trouble in the immediate future. This is our chance, Elheim, to avenge Conrad and all the others who died in the tower, friend and foe. Take Castra Mabanya and bring the bastards who gave the order to fire their justice. It won't be easy after the losses we took, but I know everyone's chomping at the bit to strike back. With the right plan, I'm certain we can do it. We have to tell the others. Come on. Okay. Easier down than up, eh? Though not necessarily safer. Anyway, no time to rest. We need to convince the others to strike now before the Imperials have time to fix their cannon. There's no time to lose, Elheim. General Alden needs to know what we saw. Okay. This Franken tell me V guy's been standing at this table like all night. Every time I come here, he's just standing right there. You are returned. I only hope you bring good news. We scaled the cliffs of Neumkrup's Hope and spied smoke rising from Castro Mabania's main cannon. I think Marshal Tarpon's right. They didn't fire again because they couldn't. The cannon seems to have been disabled somehow. We must attack Castro Mabania at once. It could be a trick, but if it isn't, we may not get a better opportunity. Bluntly, General, if it is a trick, it's a utterly baffling stratagem. Had the Imperials wished to wipe us out, they could simply have kept firing. Be that as it may, we need not risk everything to seize it. I say we dispatch a small contingent to infiltrate the castrum and secure control of the weapon. If the enemy is preoccupied with repairs, we may be able to take them unawares. If, on the other hand, it is indeed a trick, our token force will prove an elusive target, and we will at least know the cannon is operational. Either way, it seems well worth the risk, but how are we to infiltrate the castrum? In anticipation of a day such as this, men and women under my command have labored long to cultivate a network of informants through Garibania, including Radiata. Radiata is home to many who hold menial positions at Castrum Mabania and other nearby installations. With the aid of our allies there, I believe we can secure a route into the fortress. The Resistance will handle this. You may have recruited these informants, but they'll be just as happy working with fellow Alamegans. And at the end of the day, it's our land, our responsibility. Let's do right by Conrad. I should be glad to accompany her, General, as would Adel Alize and Elheim, I'm sure. Well then, if you're all in agreement, I see no reason to refuse you. We will make ready a march on Castrum Mabania. Go and make Ralgor watch over you and keep you. Okay. My apologies for speaking on your behalf, but it would seem my sister's forthright manner is rubbing off on me. I confess my decision to volunteer was not wholly motivated by concern for Lys or less Alamigo. Castrum Mabania is the largest Imperial facility in the peaks, you see, and so the likelihood that Kryl is being kept captive there is quite high. Dealing with that cannon remains our main objective, of course, but if there is even a chance that Kryl may be rescued in the process, I would never forgive myself if I did not take it. Okay. So to review, we are to travel to Radiata, where we will meet with a contact recruited by Marshal Tarpon's agents. I took the liberty of reviewing intelligence reports while Elheim and Lys were away, so the settlement is not wholly unfamiliar to me. As the Vice Marshal indicated, the vast majority of the populace is employed as menial labor in either Specula Imperatoris or Castrum Mabania. Perhaps as a result of this, the Resistance has long struggled to make inroads there. You have the right of it. They got a better deal than most Alamegans, feeding off what scraps the Imperials gave them. Damned if I know how Marshal Tarpon's agents got one of them to turn his coat. I understand your disdain, I do, but I also understand their desire to look after their families by any means necessary. Our contact is a Rogadan woman. She will ask us a question. After we answer with courage, she'll know us as friends. Courage, right. I put together a squadron, Nago. We'll need to see them soon. With me, my friends, and be ready for anything. So we got another Aether Current quest over here. Raisin Brook. Yup. Hey, you're that adventure everyone's been talking about, aren't you? Just the woman I wanted to see. You've a bit of time to spare, I hope. It seemed a bloody miracle we managed to take Alighieri without spilling a drop of blood. It was all thanks to one man. A man the Alliance would very much like to speak with. Getting him to come in for questioning, however, was proving even more trouble than we thought. It's not my place for dealing with this, to be honest with you, but I think it'd be best to resolve the matter quietly if possible. I think it's gonna get messy around here if the Alliance or the Resistance start kicking up a fuss. It's like to draw attention if I leave my post, but you adventurers are free to move about as you please, so what do you say? Can you give me a hand? You adventurers are good folk. Now, I really shouldn't say much more out in the open. Best go and speak with him yourself. Bout's his name. He can tell you the rest. The adventurer who slew Lord Van Balsar. So they've sent you to claim my head then. Brazen Brook sent you to help? Oh, thank heavens. You see, I'm actually a centurion of the Garlean forces. Now, before you do anything rash, let me explain. When I learned of the Allied forces' approach, I knew we had no way of repelling them, so I ordered all of my men to retreat from Alighieri. Then I planned to turn myself in, but I ran into certain complications. I can see you're unconvinced. Tell you what, why not ask the villagers about me? When you hear what they have to say, I think you'll come to understand why I couldn't turn myself in. Okay. Well, the place wouldn't be the same without him. We certainly have no intentions of sending him to be butchered by the Alliance. Where'd you hear that name? I won't hear of anyone speaking ill of him unless you got looking to pick a fight. Keep your mouth shut. It's not Frank, it's Frank. Frank. What do you want with Bout? He's not in trouble, is he? We've already told the Alliance to come, you can't have him. Fair enough. The townspeople like him. There you are. Now you see the cause for my hesitation? In light of their reaction to my being arrested, the Alliance has allowed me to remain here for the time being, but for all intents and purposes, I'm a war prisoner. The villagers initially meant to keep me hidden, but harboring one's enemy is a serious crime no matter whose side you're on. And I've heard what the Alliance does to those who help the Garleans. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. My execution is assured the moment they take me into custody, but if the villagers should take arms in protest, they don't deserve such a bloody fate. Brazen Brook has made a valiant effort to assuage the people's anger, but there's only so much a man in his position can do. I know how strange this may seem, but I want you to convince the people of Alighieri to allow for my surrender. Okay. And the next story quest is way up there, huh? Alright. Let's keep this train rolling. With tired hands, we toil. Whew. Yeah, I don't know how many more quests I can read out before I lose my voice. How much longer do we have left of this zone, you think? See, what did I tell you? Let us continue on to Specula Imperatoris. Cool. Of course, there were still soldiers looking about. Fortunately, there were no match for Lise. Come, Radiata is not much farther. Of course, in light of our recent encounter, it would be prudent to proceed with caution and remain vigilant for Imperial forces. Okay. Cool. True griffins. I like all those fake griffins. Okay. Looks like it's safe to enter. I don't see any Imperials. I don't see any smoke above Castromabbani anymore. Do you think they fixed the cannon already? Hope not. That'd suck. Avno said we should be looking for a Rogden woman, right? And that we should answer her question with courage. I suppose we'll just have to strike up a conversation in every one of them until we find our contact. Let me know if you find her and I'll do the same. Ain't seen you around before. It takes a certain kind of woman to walk into a place like this uninvited. One with courage, I suppose. Courage, you say? Well, that's a short supply these days. Better keep your head down and go along to survive. Call me a coward too if you like, because I'll not speak on it more. It's not here. Outside Radiata, those behind those barricades or yonder, on the other hand. Hey. Was that who I think it was? Well, that's a relief or a trap. Either way, I'll find Alphino and Alize and we'll meet you there. Okay. Not followed, were you? Good. That all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, friends of Marshal Tarpon. Name's Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is about Specula Imperatorus and the cannon, isn't it? Just so. Can you tell us what happened? Aye, I overheard soldiers talking while working in the mess. The cerulean pipeline fueling the cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled the cannon. That's beggar's belief. Nevertheless, it's what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident has everyone jumping at shadows, afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, the Alamegan help have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We need to sneak inside Castro Mabania and ensure the canyon is no longer a threat to our troops. Can you help us? Aye, that much I can do. I've pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact that there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, we may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith we can see this through. Confirm. Price of freedom. We have that for which we came. All that remains is to make our preparations. Elheim, you and your ever-dependable allies will enter the castrum with my sister and I by the way of the ventilation ducts leading to the hangars. From there, you'll proceed into the weapons research and unleash bloody mayhem. At the same time, Alize and I will create a diversion elsewhere, and in the ensuing confusion, Lise and her unit will attempt to reach the fire control center undetected. If all goes to plan, our three parties will subsequently converge on this location, and together we will secure the cannon before finally notifying the Alliance that they are clear to attack. Sounds simple enough. I'll go on brief and I'll go on the details. The rest of you come here with me. We'll need to deal with the Magitech patrols before you can infiltrate the castrum. There's another quest. Hey Des, what's up? You're not from around here, are you? You've never seen an Alamegan strike up a conversation with a Rediata resident. But seeing as we're talking already, I have a job that's just right for an outsider like you. Talk with the girl behind that building over there and she'll give you all the details. She's a bit testy, mind you. Getting ready to do a dungeon, Des. About bloody time. You take the supply crate and trade it with the merchant in Nalagiri for food. He's usually lurking in an alley somewhere, a shifty bastard. You'll know him when you see him. Do not tell him a Radiata native sent you. There'll be no grub for us if you do. Alright, so that... You have to go back to... This is Alagana. Where's Aligiri? Is this one Aligiri? Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then we'd have to walk all the way back up here. I think we'll just wait for that. Let's keep the main story going. Well guys, it looks like we're about to unlock that dungeon fairly soon. We have to fight these things. Boom. Almost there, friends. Your point of entry is just around the bend up ahead, and the last patrol should be safe to be here any minute. Once you've dealt with them, you'll be clear to advance, assuming they keep up to their usual schedule. Might be prudent to stand watch for a minute after, just in case. And there's the dungeon. Sweet. And look who it is! Oh, he hadn't summoned his. Oh well. By Roger, I knew you lot were good, but I never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. Elheim is the finest warrior I know, and I should like to think that we've learned something from our time in her company. And where is the entrance to the ducks? Right behind you. I've mapped the branches, and you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any number of other places. Understood. Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. As discussed, Elheim, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the Castrum. Remember that our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lys and her men. If there's nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them to their entrance. May Roger guide you to your victory. This is your last chance to make your preparations, Elheim. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin. Alright. You ready, Caranova? I know Minus is ready, standing right there. Alright. Farming water shards, huh? Gotcha. Castorabanya. One of my party members does not meet the requirements for this duty. Why is that? There it goes. Alright, duty commencing. Let's dance it up. How do these stay if you try and hold them? I just got done casting the speed you up thing, right? At the end of the last fight. Alright, Magna Rotor. Okay. God, where are we gonna find when we find Cryo? New boss. Number 24. He reminds me of a Final Fantasy boss from 5 or 6. I forget his name. Annoying. The constant pushing is really annoying. Like, what the hell, man? Is there a mechanic I don't understand here? Maybe. But like, good lord. He's constantly attacking me. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. He's just constantly pushing me back away from him and I'm taking damage. There's a mechanic I don't understand here. He names 2 elements. Okay, I see that. Fire and lightning and ice. According to the circle of the element he doesn't name. Okay, I didn't know, yeah. That sucked. A lot. I was just getting like bullied in that fight. Yeah, I noticed. Wonder when Tunis is planning on stepping in. Like, he's just letting us take all of Doma and most of Alamigo without really trying to stop us yet. Alright, final room. Well, that's ugly. We'll finish this and it'll be like, that was Crow you just killed. And I'll be like, what? Inferno, huh? I guess I should like save up as many little fan charges as I can for when technical step comes up. Not gonna live long enough. Level up 71. It's got the dot on its forehead like it used to. It used to be a Imperial. That's rough. Alright. Dungeon complete. That went pretty smoothly. Other than that second boss.
Are you alright?
Yes, he's got the dot on his forehead.
I think that answers my question. We've accomplished our objectives as well.
Lisa's unit should be advancing upon the fire control center in the command tower. Let us join them. Lise, thank the 12 you're all right.
And you. There's the control center. Let's hit them hard and fast. Ready? It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it? I gave the order to fire.
Yeah.
It was over. The Skulls had surrendered. No one else had to die. And you killed them. Your own people. Your own comrades.
You're right. I killed them. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn, all the rest. Trained and fought with every last one of them. Good soldiers to a man. I gave the order that led to their deaths. And I knew exactly what I was doing.
But why? Why would you do that?
They died so that all Alamegans could live free. That was all we ever wanted. We made a promise that we would do whatever it took, so that one day the Imperials would learn to accept us. But everything comes at a price. And if you haven't got the means to pay, then you pay with blood. Service guarantees citizenship, but citizenship guarantees naught. It's not enough to do your part, oh no. You have to run faster, fight harder, kill more and more and more, and only then will you be equal. That's just how it is out here in the provinces. You buy your freedom with blood. There is no other way.
Shut up! Shut your mouth! You don't get to talk about freedom! You killed your own! They trusted you, and you killed them! Murderer! Butcher! Traitor!
Oh shit.
Lise! Gotcha!
Shit.
I know what you can do. I've already seen it.
Alize!
Even so, the odds are against me.
Coward! Get back here!
Fight her later. I know Alize is gonna be okay. She's in the promotional material that I've seen for later expansions.
Lord Xenos invites you to join him for the Royal Hunt, to be hosted at the palace. You may bring your horde, if you like. All are welcome.
The hell?
She'll be all right, but we'll need to carry her. Will you help me? Thank you. Lise, I leave matters here in your hands.
Right.
Okay. We did it. Castro Abanya belongs to us now. Nago and her people took Alize to Radiata to receive treatment. Alfino tells me that she'll make her full recovery. I know I should be happy we won with minimal casualties, but somehow it feels empty. We should report to General Alden. Krau wasn't here, but who knows? Maybe one of Ralbon's men found something we could lead us to her. Can't hurt anyway. Less than 10 quests left? Really? Really? So the last zone is like super short? Because we haven't even gotten to it yet. Or is the last zone like for the patches? You get that sometimes in WoW where there'll be like a whole zone, like a part of a zone that's really actually for the end game, or like a whole zone that doesn't even show up until the patches, you know? Could be kind of one of those kind of things. Corporal, Commander Hex, fine work you did today. After speculating Imperatoris, we needed a resounding victory like this. Thanks to you, Rauger's star yet burns bright. I'm glad, I really am, but you should know that Alize was injured in the fighting. Regrettable, but I am pleased to hear that she'll make a full recovery. Ordola's parting words, on the other hand, ring less favorably to my ears. But if Xenos wishes to invite us to his so-called royal hunt, then this bull would fain accept. What troubles you, Lise? Oh, it's nothing really. It's just that we're almost to the end, but we've still got to save Kryl and do so much more. We'll find her soon enough. Pippin has his best men scouring the Castrum's archives as we speak. Listen, Lise. It'll take time for us to fully occupy the Castrum and prepare to advance into the locks. While we wait, there's something I would like to show you, both of you. After all, this may be the last chance we have to catch our breath before the final push. I don't see why not. Then come with me to Radiata. From there, we'll need to follow another road south. Okay. It has some infamous aether currents. Oh god. Interesting. We've got to the entrance to the locks. Down here though. Like out here in the corner. South. Ah. Oh, the top of the waterfall, right. Just grab these currents real quick. See if we can finish this zone up right. There's only 2 more to grab. Wait, what? Oh. Oh wait, there's a whole other section up here. Shit. Yeah, that's not where I thought it was. Let's go do this quest first. I was thinking this was like this. I was way off. Even after all these years, it's still the same. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You deserve a proper welcome. Corporal Lease, I brought you here for a reason. I brought you both here for a reason.
I wanted to show you this house. My house.
Oh, nice.
You mean this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was, which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
Oh, okay, you can see it. Nice.
Will you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance?
That's Lisa's father, isn't
His
it?
eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You who call this living dishonor our nation. It is but a slow death. Liberty or death? Liberty or death? If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom!
I think it's like only showing the back of him because they didn't want to make the young version of him or something. They made the young version's hair, but they don't want to show you the face.
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier, what do you think those words mean?
We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
The guy, the dude from the Crystal Rays that went crazy in the beginning of the expansion. And you know, summoned
Conrad chose you as
Shinryu?
his successor, Lise, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death? Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Enanta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
All right. Another Aether Current quest. You're one of those adventurers, aren't you? Travel this way and that, always helping folks? Well, I believe I speak for all of us here when I say we need your help. I'm sure you've noticed, but we don't have much. The only reason we get by is a merchant who comes to sell us supplies. I say sell, but it's so cheap you might as well be giving it away. Trouble is, without so much as a word, he suddenly stopped coming. I go and I search for him myself, but anyone who could have kept watch while I'm gone has been conscripted by those damn Imperials. Would you try asking around at Radiata if anyone's seen him? He always talked about going there. I figure it's a good place to start. Okay. Even a blind man could see that Lise wasn't herself. Not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, it isn't easy. When you see your friends get cut down before your eyes, it only gets harder. I'll wager she thought Alize was dead for a moment back there. It's one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk for that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. The fear, the guilt, it weighs on her. And that's good, it'll make her a better commander. But first she needs to learn to carry it, and to not let it break her, to remember that some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death, her father's words gave me strength once, mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then, I've said enough. The two of you can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. I understand. He's been away for a long time, and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Radiata. Okay. We've got like 3 different Aether Current quests right now. I assume we get one from the main story. And that would cover everything. And there's just 2 more to pick up on the world. I didn't make it all the way back. She stopped here. Wait, am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's the Imperials or bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest, I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Seven hells, she's seen us, sod it. Dead's as good as alive to the Imperials. Well, hello. Come on, guys! I just started dancing. Oh, really got started. Just doing like the steps just wiped them all out. They attacked you too, did they? I had no choice. They're Alamegan, not even conscripts by the look of them. Barely adults, in fact. Someone look at some of their faces look familiar. Wait, I remember. They're from Radiata. They must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials would reward them if they captured or killed us. Gods, Alize and Alfino could be in danger too. We have to get back to Radiata and find Nago. Okay. I'm sure they're fine. It's hard to worry about characters that I know for a fact or in the later games. Like I worry about Cryo. I don't know if she survives. Coldheart. Why would anyone sell their wares in that ghost town? A merchant traveling to Coldheart? Wait, the guy's in league with the Imperials, isn't he? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in a while. Imperials, really? Yeah, I've heard of him. His name's Franck. Oh, some people say he's doing people a favor, but I think he's up to something. I remember talking to Franck earlier. Wasn't here though. He was in he's not here, right? In Al-Yuri. What's all this about? You look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside Radiata. I thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? Aye, we're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Alize's asleep last I checked. I'm sorry, did you say you were ambushed by villagers, not soldiers? Did they not see what we just did to Castor Mabania? Goddamn fools. Police, Elheim, we overheard you talking. The ones that attacked, they were young, less than 20 summers? I thought so. It's always the young ones, the ones who have only ever known the occupation. They're the ones you gotta look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Radiata is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls that the best they can hope for is to serve an Imperial officer. Bloody fools, after everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight for the Resistance, not against us. They've been living in the shadow of a castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. You get some who can't wait to spit in the soldier's eye, but they get beaten for their trouble or worse. Even so. And the ones that don't fight back but refuse to beg, well, they just starve. Beat the dog that bites the master's hands, ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding, see? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones that survive. Now you may say that's all about the change, and I believe you, many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up only knowing what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. Do what you have to do if it comes to it, but remember that. The sooner we liberate Alamigo and bring the end to this occupation, the better. Only then can we show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves together, a better home than they've ever known. Okay. Lise has a proposal. I've been thinking, if Alize needs more time to heal, maybe we should move her to Rogger's Reach. She can receive much better care there after all. Our infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Gridania. Indeed, and given what Mistress Woad has told us, I'd rather she did not remain here. Then it's settled. Nago, go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Alfino, you should get your sister ready for the journey. Elheim, would you mind going on ahead and telling Aurelia that we're on our way? I want a bed waiting for Alize when she arrives. Thanks. Okay. go ahead and do this real quick. Get this quest advancing. There's Frank. They're asking about being Cold Hearts. I'd love to help, but the situation has gotten complicated. You see, the reason I was selling them so cheap is because someone else was footing the bill. Some Imperial soldier said he grew up there. He went to Garleans willingly, if you can believe it. They made him a watchman at one of their labor camps. He's been funneling all of his pay to me. Granted, I keep peddling my goods at Cold Hearth. Afraid his friends and family would refuse his gifts after turning his back on them. He got the smart idea of sending me up there, selling whatever they need for next to nothing. The thing is, he hadn't contacted me in days. A shame, too. On my next trip, I was supposed to deliver this bottle of arak. It's hard to come by nowadays, but he paid me good money to find it. Would you mind taking it there for me? As for this conversation, I'll leave it up to you whether or not you want to tell anyone. All things considered, I think he might have wanted someone to know. You want to trade? You'll show me the goods first, then maybe we'll deal. God, it's these military issue Mark 43 sedatives. High quality stuff. Someone snatched a batch a while ago, but wouldn't you believe how quickly the Imperial medicines sell? Folks are always on edge around here, you see, never knowing when the Empire might decide to launch an assault. Some get so worked up that they can scarcely sleep without a little alchemical encouragement. How much do you want from them? I'm a bit curious how you came by this stash, but I'll take it off your hands all the same. Food. That's it? Just food? Alright, well here's a sack full of assorted edibles. Nice doing business with you. Alright, so now we've got a quest to go here. Quest to go here. Quest to go up here. We need to come up here for the other Aether Currents. I guess we have to go through this here. Well, for now, let's go ahead and go to Robber's Reach. Right. Do you require assistance? Very well, we'll make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, would you? There, all crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Right. We're bringing her in. Honestly, Alphino, you needn't have gone to all this trouble. What can I say? It seemed a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen to Aurella, please. You need your rest. I know. Any news of Kryl? She'll be cross if you make her wait too long, as will I. It's a chilling prospect indeed. I'll find her, sister. And I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together when they're not at each other's throats. I miss that feeling. Elheim, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment. All right, we must be getting close to moving on to the next level. Ooh. Area. Here. Okay. I was looking for her. Oh, she changed her outfit again.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just... if this is the last battle we fight to free Alamigo, then she ought to be a part of it.
It suits you.
It's nice of you to say so. And a bit embarrassing. But mostly nice.
Do all the characters like change their outfit and look like once an expansion pretty much?
Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle.
Oh, really?
There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Is it gonna be on the big hand up there? Like in the trailer? Oh, I think it is. You got the dress on and everything. Alright. Now you know we're getting close to the end. And we're making callbacks to the trailer. It's nice to see it with my character there instead of like the default one from the trailer. This is a cutscene fight, I'm guessing? Yeah, I don't actually fight this, do I? Nice. And they just smack heads. Alright, cool. You got a little carried away, but you have to admit that was fun. I see you, Nova. Thanks, Elheim. You're the best kind of friend. The kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you. I'm probably not gonna do any more stuff tonight anyways, Nova. Ooh, question marks. Uh-oh. Upon the Great Lock's shore. Here we go. Now that Alize's settled in, it's time we rejoin the fight. Though actually, maybe you and Alphino should go on ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers. It might take a while. We still have like 5 Aether Currents to grab, I guess. Ah, there you are. What was it that at least wanted of you? A sparring match on the Destroyer's very palm. Would have liked to have seen that. But she's right. We've lingered here long enough. I'm ready to depart when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And you'd better not rise from that bed until you've given express permission to do so. urianger will be paying you a visit soon, and he's already worried enough as it is. We'll have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way, Elheim. So we're going here. I'll try this first. Okay, we haven't been up here, but there's like a whole section over here. The main story doesn't touch on any of these areas. Let me kill these for the quest. That's a fate. That's it for that quest. Let's see about this Aether Current. I'm guessing it's down here. In the quarry somewhere. Okay, we're just gonna kill 2 of them and leave the rest of these marble things down here and be like, yeah, there's no monsters. Go have fun, guys. There it is. Southwest. It's looking like maybe over here somewhere. Let's go find out. There's still a section here that's like not connected unless it's through here. Let's see through here. Either there's another entrance from the locks. I don't think there is. So it must be through here. Also, other quest went back to here. Okay. Let's grab this Aether Current, turn this in, and then head down to turn the last 2, and that should give us all the Aether Currents, right? Okay, in here. I see it. What you got here in here? They're like level 60. They're 10 levels below me. There's still a section over here that isn't connected. Interestingly enough. can you get to that area? F4. Whatever. We don't need it for what we're doing. I guess you could fly there. Nice to see you've returned. It'd be even nicer if you happen to be in possession of certain stones. I just happen to be. Yes, this is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time in showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. You have fun with that, bud. Alright. Now we need to go... from here. Head back over there. Stop at Cold Hearth first. Then pull up to Radiata. That should give us flying, and then we can head over to the locks. Yep. How do we get up there? We didn't go this way last time. How did we get over there? Did we? We came in from the top. That's right. Never mind. We come in from the top. Okay. Should be the last time we have to ride this, because we'll be able to just fly from now on. Bit of a ride to get to the stuff on the eastern side here. There's no aether crystal. And our mount is not particularly fast. Okay. Did you get the food? Tell me you got the food. Here you go. Oh, praise the heavens and praise you too, stranger. This will be the first proper meal we've had in days. Go back and speak with my large friend if you would. I'd wager he'd like to show you his thanks as well. Surprised to see us trading in Imperial supplies? My quick-fingered friend once worked in a storeroom in Castrum Abania and swiped those sedatives before she left. This settlement's full of those of us that used to labor for the Imperial army. The folk in Alighieri may have traded with the Empire, but even they spit on Radiatans. The army's whipped curs, they call us. And that's why we needed to make the deal. If one of us dared set foot in that town, they'd chase us out with a hail of stones or worse. But now we can eat our fill, get our strength back, and try to move on. Kind-hearted heroes like you are a godsend. Okay. Got one more to go turn in. And then we can fly back up here. The Gold Earth. So, Minus, you were saying that there's that basically almost at the end of the expansion. I mean, not counting the patches, obviously. Even though we haven't even set foot in the last zone yet. The last zone must go by very quickly, or it's just a lot of cutscenes or something. Did you find any sign of the merchant? No, he was paid to come here by an Imperial turncoat. They worked at a labor camp. No, it can't be. Bottle of Uruk. My son said he'd someday. Never mind about the merchant here. It's not much, but you deserve it. Thank you for this. Oh. All right. The peaks. Got any titles lately? A Heart's Beat. Lisa's right fist. Yeah. Last zone's pretty quick, but lots of cutscenes. Like, how long do you think it would take to finish it? I only ask because it's like, we have a little bit of time left tonight, but like, I feel like it might be, we might need to wait until Wednesday to finish. Not finish it tonight? Okay. Well, let's get in here and see if we can get a Aether point, an Aetherite, and then that might be the end of Final Fantasy XIV, and we can spend some time playing Grand Theft Auto or Nier for the rest of the night. You're returned. How fares your sister, Alphino? Her rapier wit remains undulled, for better or for worse. Have there been any developments in her absence? I'm proud to say that Castrum Abania is now wholly under our control. At present, we are taking stock of the enemy's supplies and redistributing them amongst our men. Also, while sifting through the officer's documents, we learned that a unit of skulls under Fordola's command passed through the Castrum en route to the capital with a single prisoner in their custody. Kryl, it has to be her. In all likelihood, yes. You'll be glad to hear that the tunnel leading to the locks has been secured by our soldiers and is now safe for travel. And one final piece of good news, reinforcements from all 4 Alliance nations have arrived and joined the main host, which has established a new base of operations within the locks. Commander Hex should be arriving soon, yes? When she does, we will call a meeting to discuss the final stages of Ralger's Beacon. Sorry to keep you all waiting. An Alamegan folk dress, how very fitting, and well-fitting, I might add. I wanted to do something for Ida and myself. It's funny that, like, she fights in a dress. It's like, she could wear armor, you know, like leather or something. Like, she's a monk, right? I'm not one to talk, I'm a dancer. I'm basically wearing a dress too. That's it, the last push. We're coming for Kryl. We're coming, Kryl. Yeah. All right. Let's go. There's our Aether, right? Is that?
I remember my father's
Alamigo?
words. How they rang in my ears as we left Castrum Abania behind and looked out over the locks before us.
Is that the capital?
Comrades brave and true. They had come from all across Eorzea to stand with us. To stand against oppression and tyranny. 20 years the Empire had ruled us, but no longer. Liberty or death. Liberty or death.
There we begin. I would say to you, as a proud son of Alamigo,
Big boys have shown up.
Grateful to each and every one of you for your part in this endeavor.
All the leaders. Yeah.
to the heart of the matter. The enemy appears content to remain within the city walls and await the inevitable siege. Open conflict has been sporadic thus far. Whether Xenos is biding his time until reinforcements arrive, or attempting to bait us into a trap, none can say. We know better than to trust his word.
Regardless, we can ill afford to present Garlemald with a chance to ready her legions. It would be in our best interest to press for a swift resolution.
A long siege wouldn't be good for the people in the city either. If food becomes scarce, you know who'll starve first.
Just so. Therefore, I propose we commit our forces to an all-out assault. What say you?
All right.
'Twould seem we are of one mind. Then let us proceed to the how of it. The immortal flames will form the vanguard, supported by the archers and the conjurers of the Order of the Twin Adder, under the Elder Seatseer's command. Once the main host has cleared a path to the walls, we will bring forward the artillery of the Maelstrom and the Temple Knights. I would have your cannons pound the gates and punch a hole right through the middle of their defenses.
Estinian showed up, took out the cannon, and left.
What about the resistance?
What's he doing?
Your part will be to occupy the residential district and keep civilians out of harm's way. The people are more like to trust their own.
Of course. You can count on us.
Remember that there is a second entrance to the city proper there. If all goes to plan, we will have secured 2 points of entry. Once both objectives are complete, we press on into the city, surround the palace, and hunt down Xenos.
Pretty straightforward.
As for the Scions, you will be held in reserve as an irregular unit until we have more intelligence on your captured comrade. Kryle's rescue will be your primary concern, but I dare say we'll find a use for you once her freedom has been secured.
Thank you, General. I pray we find her quickly.
Ralga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends, Alamigo will be ours once more.
All right. Well, Wednesday is going to be exciting. That's when we're going to be taking care of the locks, huh? Zone is huge for it to be so quick, like you're saying. Is it all water or something? Doesn't look like it. The stage is set and the players are assembled. Eorzea has come at last to drive the invaders from her lands. What would Grandfather say if he were here with us here today? Kind of like Azislaw. Gotcha. That makes sense. That's true. Azislaw was way bigger than it needed to be, too. I didn't even consider that a zone almost. This one I kind of thought it would be, but... The key to victory. Well, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. On Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're taking that city. Hopefully. We'll pick up with the key to victory. I mean, it doesn't look... There's Almegan Quarter. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else here. There's like no dungeons. There's no other Aetherites. It's just boom, Alamigo. All right. What does the Aether current thing look like? It still doesn't show any information on it, huh? Is that right? Yeah. The dungeon is in my heart. Alright. Well, I mean, part of me wants to just keep going, but you're saying I won't finish it tonight. So I have to believe that's true. So instead, we can either play Nier or we could play more Grand Theft Auto. You guys have a preference? We got 8 viewers right now. You guys want to see anything? Vice City or Nier Replicant? So we got 2 Aether Current quests there, probably. No, Claire. We're not playing Barbie Horse Adventure. No, ma'am. Alright. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.